Hey, what's up? I'm Dominique, and I have shoved all of my favorite affordable makeup products in this bag right here, and as you can see, it's kind of full. I mean, who says you have to spend a lot of money to have flawless makeup? Not me, because all of these products in this bag know how to slay a good look. In this bag, I actually have a ton of my tried and true go-to makeup that so happens to also be affordable. And the best part is that everything in this bag is $15 and under. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my all-time favorite affordable makeup that I have been obsessed with recently. And of course, we're going to be creating a super fun full glam look together. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and let's get started on this look. First, if you haven't tried out this e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm, oh my god, you totally should. This retails for $4, which is actually insane for an entire lip balm. I mean, are you kidding me? And if you're wondering if the formula is actually good or not, I'm telling you, it is so nice. I can't even believe how good this is. I got the vanilla scent because, of course, I'm basic. I just love me a good vanilla lip balm, if I'm being honest. But the vanilla scent in this lip balm is a little bit more like a warm vanilla scent. It very much reminds me of a super sweet, warm vanilla dessert. Whether I'm slaying my makeup on a budget or not, the first step in my makeup routine always consists of a really nice moisturizer. And the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Daily Moisturizer is the one to use if you're on a budget. And this retails for $8. Now, I really love to use this moisturizer underneath my makeup. And I love the fact that it has a pump because I can just pump it on my face and it's super fast. And when I'm doing my makeup in a rush, this pump is so nice to use. So I just pump a little bit onto my face all over and then I rub it in with my fingers. You know, I wouldn't rely on this moisturizer to be the only moisturizer that I ever use. I truly think it shines best when you use it underneath makeup, not by itself. Because as it starts to dry down, it gets a little tacky and it starts to feel kind of like a primer. I don't know, to me, I would classify this as a primer moisturizer because you can definitely see that my skin is a little bit more glowy and hydrated now, and I can definitely feel the tackiness on my skin. You know, it's kind of like a primer and a moisturizer had a baby and they created this product together. That's exactly what this gives. So I love to see this and I'm honestly obsessed, so you know me. Now let's see what affordable primer I chose for today. It's definitely one of my favorites, of course, or it wouldn't be in this video. Can you guess which one I picked? Yes, of course. Yes. And this baby right here is the NYX Cosmetics Marshmellow Primer. Personally, I'm a huge fan of pore smoothing primers, and that's exactly what this is. So with this, all I'm gonna do is pump a little bit onto my cheeks, and you really don't need a lot with this because a little bit goes a really long way. And honestly, I can't lie, I definitely lost the cap for this primer. I have no idea where it is. And I've used it so much that the label on the back is already starting to rub off. And I'm going to concentrate this where I have the most pores. So of course, on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, and whatever I have left over on my fingertips, I'm gonna bring up to my forehead. I love the way that this primer smells. It's very sweet. It smells just like marshmallows. Honestly, the real reason why I love this primer so much is because it makes my skin feel so soft. And not only that, it fills in all my pores. This primer never breaks up my makeup. I never have an issue with it breaking up my makeup. It honestly just sets my skin up for success before I apply my foundation, so I really love it for that reason. I mean, already you can see that it really hydrated my skin while also smoothing everything out. The way my skin feels after applying this is just unreal. It really is. So I have to say, I am quite obsessed with this, and when I run out of this, because it's almost empty, I'm sure, I will 100% be buying a new one because I love it that much. Ooh, ouch! I just bent my nail. Ouch. You know, nothing hurts more than when you accidentally hit your nail, bump your nail, rip your nail. If you know, you know. So the foundation that I'm going to be using today is actually one of my favorite ones, of course. Currently, my favorite affordable foundation is from Maybelline. This is a Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint. You can pick this up for about $14 and I have the shade 120. As of right now, this is definitely my favorite affordable foundation. I've been obsessed with this entire year basically, and it's definitely had me in a chokehold. I just drop a little bit of this foundation onto my cheeks, and I try not to go overboard with the amount of foundation I apply to my skin, so I really want to make sure that I'm not applying too much here. Drawing on my face with this dropper applicator is honestly so fun, and I very much enjoy this. And then with my foundation brush, I'm just gonna blend it out. I really like to tap the foundation into my skin. I don't like to swirl it around or anything like that. I like to just press, and to me that gives the best finish. Not only does this foundation give my skin such a beautiful glow, but it also has a nice medium coverage to it. So I don't really know why this this is called a skin tint, because it really doesn't tint anything. It has a really nice amount of coverage to it. I mean, it's actually insane how good this makes my skin look. And the fact that it's affordable is just the best part. This product never looks dry or cakey on my skin at all. It always looks so smooth and fresh. I mean, you can see on my skin, it really does speak for itself. It is so beautiful. And now with my beauty sponge, I'm really gonna press this foundation into my skin. I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap all over my face. I'm gonna shove it into every nook and cranny because this sponge is really about to make my foundation look even better. It's gonna smooth everything out and just give it a really nice skin-like look. And I'm telling you, I can't skip this step no matter what. I do this every single time I do my makeup, and this is probably my favorite step in my entire makeup routine because it really makes a difference. Yep, this is my little baby right here. Now, for concealer, everyone watch out, everyone make room because I have a brand new favorite. This is the NYX Cosmetics Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This retails for $12 and I have the shade Vanilla. Now listen, I just recently tried this out for the very first time, and ever since I tried it out, I have been seriously obsessed. And I deeply apologize for how many times I've already said obsessed in this video, and I'm sure I'm gonna say it more. But as you can see, that is just my true feelings when it comes to these products. I really am obsessed. If there's one thing about me, it's gonna be that I'm obsessed with makeup, no matter what kind it is. It is what it is. Just bear with me. Get it? Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Just bear with me. Bear with me. So all I'm gonna do to use this is just pump a little out on the back of my hand, and then I'm just gonna pick up a little off the back of my hand with my concealer brush, and then I'm gonna start applying it directly underneath my eye, and I'm gonna bring it up towards my temples. I'm gonna create a little Nike check mark, you know? Nike check mark. And that's really the shape of the concealer that I'm going for because I really want it to lift my eyes. Now let me just say I love this concealer for two reasons. One, the shade is actually incredible, and the shades matter so much in these products. So when I first saw the shade of my skin, I was like, oh my god, yes, 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 yes. And reason number two is that the coverage on this is seriously insane. I mean, it feels really lightweight on the skin, yet it covers everything up. I mean, my under eyes look so bright and they're so smooth and flawless. It kind of gives my skin more of a natural matte finish. And I'm also going to be using this concealer for an eyeshadow primer because it creates a really nice, even, full coverage base to my eyelid. Like I said, ever since I tried this out a few weeks ago, I've not stopped using it. It's actually crazy. And I also like to highlight the center of my face with my concealer as well. As you can see, my concealer shade is about 1 to 2 shades brighter than my foundation, and that's exactly how I like it to be, so that it actually helps to brighten up my face because, you know, I'm a severe night owl, so sometimes my dark circles just are insane. And I really need a concealer that's gonna make me look like I got 8 hours of sleep every single night for the past 2 years. And really, I don't know if that's possible, but I will say that this one does a really good job. And of course, I have to press this concealer into my skin as well with my beauty sponge. I do this step after every single cream product that I applied to my skin. It's a must-have step in my routine, and I am so here for it. Now, my favorite cream bronzer definitely has to be this one from She Glam. This is the Sun Sculpt Liquid Contour in the shade Warm Honey. And the craziest part is that this retails for $6. So for an amazing cream bronzer, I mean, sign me up. Sign me the heck up. This is actually a liquid bronzer formula. It's not really creamy. It's more of a liquid, so it's really thin and lightweight. And it also has a really nice sponge tip applicator. So all I do to apply this is just add a few dots in the hollows of my cheeks, and then I'll bring some up to the sides of my forehead. And I have to admit, this is so much fun to just add these little dots to my face. One dip in the container will cover my entire face. This tiny sponge holds a lot of product. And then with my little cream bronzer brush, I'm just gonna blend everything out. And since this is a liquid formula, this will blend out in literally 5 seconds. And as you can see, this just created the most beautiful bronzy look just instantly. I did not even have to look in the mirror to get this to blend out. I've literally been looking at the camera this entire time, and then I just look in the viewfinder and I'm like, oh, this already looks so good. I really can't tell you how easy this is to use. That's why it's definitely one of my favorite products, because I know I can count on this every single time I use it to just blend out in 5 seconds and look so nice and hydrated on my cheeks. This product helps my skin look like I was at the beach all day long, and for that, I really love it. You know, I just want to permanently look like I live at the beach, and you know, this product really does help me live that fantasy, so I kind of am living for it. And you cannot forget the sides of the nose. We gotta blend this out as well. With this product, there are never ever any harsh lines. I mean, it always just looks so smooth and blended, and the fact that it's $6, I really can't get over it. Yeah, Yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Now you already know what's coming next. I'm gonna tap the liquid bronzer out onto my skin with my beauty sponge. And if you thought that there were no harsh edges before, well, let me tell you that this sponge is somehow gonna find some harsh edges to blend out and make look even better than it did before. And it's gonna look unreal. I mean, this is just proof that you don't need to spend a lot of money on some makeup products to have your makeup look good, because all of these products are affordable, yet it looks incredible on the skin. And if you're curious about any of these products that I mentioned in today's video, I'll link them all down in the description box for you, just in case you want to go ahead and check any of them out. Moving on to some liquid blush, I'm sure you already know which one is my favorite. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. This retails for $7, and today I'm using the shade Pinky Promise. So I kinda have a huge obsession with these liquid blushes. I can't tell you how much I love them, other than I'm trying to collect every single shade that e.l.f. has created in this formula, because it really is that good. And quite honestly, I love all the shades that this blush comes in. e.l.f. snapped when they created the shade range, because sometimes liquid blushes can be so boring and neutral, you know? But e.l.f. really came out here and created some fun shades. And really, that just adds a whole nother level of obsession to these blushes. And I have to admit that these blushes are so insanely pigmented that you only need one dot. And it's better to start off with only one dot so that you can build it up to the pigment that you like, instead of adding way too much and then accidentally looking like a clown. Which honestly could happen with these blushes because they are super pigmented. But that's why I recommend only using a little bit. I mean, you really could stop right here. It looks good, but in my opinion, I need a little bit more blush because I'm a blush addict. Yes, I am. I really am. I love everything about a good blush moment, so I will be adding more. I really love how easily these blend out onto my skin. They're so lightweight, super hydrating, very creamy, buttery, soft, and smooth. It gives a little bit of a hydrated look too, and I just know that I can always count on these blushes to do their job and look amazing on the skin. And I also like to bring my liquid blushes up towards my temples to help lift my face. You know, everything that we put on in this area right here should just go up towards the temples, so we can really help to snatch our face up. We never want to blend anything downwards, or else we're just gonna get a saggy look, and we don't want anything to be sagging over here, except our pants. Do we really want sagging pants? Because that's just gonna remind me of 2010, and then I'm gonna be concerned, because why was that the thing in 2010? Why did everyone sag their pants? I don't know, and the world may never know either. And then I'm gonna tap out the blush with my beauty sponge just to give it a really nice, smooth, blended look. Harsh edges where? We really don't know her. We don't know. Harsh edges called? Yeah. Forget about it, decline. Even though I'm a dry skin queen, I still love to set my face with some setting powder. So of course, I'm going to be setting underneath my eyes with my favorite affordable setting powder of all time. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, which retails for $8, and I have the shade Light. I'm going to be using this little She Glam powder puff, and I have to admit, I love this powder puff. It's probably one of my favorites. I really love that it's thin because it's really easy to bend, you know? I can really get it in the shape that I'm looking for to set underneath my eyes with. So for that, I love this. And shout out to She Glam for making such a nice powder puff. So I'm just gonna pick up some of this powder onto my powder puff, and I'm going to start tapping it directly underneath my eyes, and I'm going to bring it up towards my temples because I mainly just want to set my concealer into place with this powder. I'm really not going to set my entire face with this, just underneath my eyes and in specific areas that would typically crease, like my smile lines and my forehead. I really want the natural glow from these products to still peek through, so that's why I'm only using a little bit of this powder. It is so thin, unbelievably thin and lightweight actually. It feels like there is absolutely nothing on my skin when I put it on. I hate really thick and drying powders, and this is so the opposite of that. It's just so lightweight, and it sets beautifully on top of my skin. It does not cling to any dry spots or my pores. It just smooths everything out and makes it look a lot more airbrushed. I'm so serious when I say I actually love this powder. It is very comparable to my high-end powders, and it's literally $8. I mean, what? I know 100% that I will be repurchasing this when I run out of this powder because it's almost gone as it is. I've almost used the entire thing, really, because I love it that much. It really does a good job of making my makeup last all day long. Seriously, I can't express it enough, but this powder is a solid 10 out of 10, maybe even 12 out of 10. And the best part is that it doesn't fully remove the natural glow that my foundation had because it is so thin and lightweight. I know I keep saying that it's thin and lightweight, but I want you to know how gorgeous this powder is. I can't tell you enough how much e.l.f. slayed when they created this formula. Oh my god. How the heck did they do it? How did they make such a good powder? Now it's time to set my liquid bronzer into place with some powder bronzer. And my favorite affordable powder bronzer of all time is such a classic powder bronzer. When I looked in my drawer and I looked at all my affordable powder bronzers, I was like, which one do I actually use the most? And that would be the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And this retails for about $14. You know, most of these products are sold at different retailers and they all have different prices for the most part. I mean, they're all relatively similar, but you know, sometimes you can find things a little bit cheaper at Walmart than you can at Ulta. Just a heads up. Wink, wink. Now, this is a classic bronzer for a good reason. First off, it smells just like coconuts. I mean, the smell of this bronzer is seriously iconic. Oh my god, it smells so good. When I smell this, it just brings me back to the time that I started wearing this for the first time, and I'm like, and I will admit that this bronzer is super pigmented too, so I'm only going to be using a little bit of this. I'm going to place it directly on top of the area where we place the liquid bronzer, and I'm going to use some swirling motions to help blend it out, and this is essentially going to help set the liquid bronzer into place. And instead of using some setting powder, I'm just using some powder bronzer to do that. I feel like going on top of the liquid bronzer with some powder bronzer really brings life back into the skin. It's like, oh yeah, now I can be full glam. You know, a powder bronzer is a powder bronzer. Most of them are going to get the job done, right? But the shade of this bronzer and the way it is so buttery and soft and smooth and easily to blend out on the skin is just everything. That's why this one is a standout for me, because I know it's really, really easy to blend out. And when I'm in a rush and I want something to look good and I know it's not gonna look patchy or cakey or crusty, this one does not do any of those things. Nope, it sure doesn't. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've used this powder bronzer and it looked bad on my skin. I can fully say that it is never patchy. You can see how beautiful this shade is as well. It really bronzed everything up and made my skin look a lot more warm, and I feel like it really just revived me, and that's kind of what I want all my powder bronzers to do. So now I'm gonna take a really clean fluffy blending brush. This has absolutely no product on it, and I'm going to use this to lightly dust over where we place the powder bronzer, and this kind of does the exact same thing that the sponge did. It's really just gonna give everything one final blend, and it's gonna make it look a lot more smooth. I call this my in case of emergency brush, because if you accidentally add way too much product or you see some harsh lines, you can go in with your in case of emergency brush and it will fix everything right up. And I know you may be thinking that this is a bit extra, and you know, you might actually be right, but the more extra you are with your makeup, the better it's gonna look when you're done. Because now, where are the harsh edges? They're non-existent because there are none. So if you see this in the store, just go ahead and snatch it right off the shelf, because I know you're gonna love it. Now, of course, I have to do the exact same thing with some powder blush. You know, it's just how I work. It's how I function. And hands down, one of the best affordable powder blushes is this one by Milani. This is the Baked Powder Blush, and I have the shade number 1 Dulce Pink, and you could pick up this blush for $11. Now, when I do my makeup, I love to have super glowy skin, and this is a baked powder blush, which means it's gonna leave your skin a little bit shimmery. I don't know if you can tell, but in the pan, it looks super shimmery, so when you apply it to the cheeks, it gives a gorgeous shimmery blush look. It's kind of like a highlighter meets a blush, and honestly, Hourglass has blushes that look just like this, and Hourglass is so expensive, so the fact that you can kind of get an Hourglass dupe for the price of $11 is unreal, actually. I mean, you see how pigmented this is? It's so beautiful. It's so easy to blend up to the pigment that you like too. And it just gives my skin a really nice, beautiful glow. So I'm just placing this powder blush directly on top where I place the liquid blush, and this is gonna set it right into place. Adding 2 layers of blush on my cheeks is gonna help my blush last all day long, and it's not gonna fade throughout the day. And honestly, the formula of this blush is also an OG classic formula. I mean, everyone loves the Milani Luminoso blush, but my favorite shade is this one right here because it's such a beautiful pink. And you see this right here? Do you see how glowy and how beautiful it is? When the light catches my cheeks, I'm just like, ooh, I'm obsessed. So hands down, this is my favorite affordable powder blush, and I love a good glow. So now I'm just gonna rapid fire off some of my favorite affordable eye products. You know, this video is mainly about the base products, but if you wanna see a whole video about the best affordable eye products, I got you. Because what eye products that I'm going to be sharing with you today is only a fraction of my favorite affordable eye products. So let me know. First up, I've got the NYX Cosmetics Brow Glue Eyebrow Gel, and this retails for $10. I really love this brow gel because a little wand applicator on this is so tiny, and it does a really good job of grabbing all the hairs and really placing them exactly where you want them to be. And this brow gel is definitely a stronghold brow gel, so if you don't want to worry about your eyebrows going anywhere throughout the day, this product is really gonna seal the deal and make them stay in place all day long. And the best part is that you will never find any white flakes in your eyebrows after you use this. This dries down completely clear and it stays that way all day. I'm obsessed with this, honestly. It really is just that good. Next up, it's time to add a little bit of glitter onto my lids, and I'm going to be using this ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadow in the shade Mighty Morphin. And let me just tell you something about this eyeshadow right here. I am completely obsessed. Of course, I mean, really, at this point, we already know this, but I have genuinely not stopped using this ever since I got this. This is such a beautiful glittery, shimmery eyeshadow topper. It has no base to it, so you can really place it on top of any color eyeshadow that you have, which is why I love it so much, because I've just been creating any type of eyeshadow look that I want, and then I just pop this right on top and it looks like a beautiful glittery dream. I feel like the camera is not picking it up because in person this just looks so beautiful. It looks like my eyelids are just full of diamonds. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of the Urban Decay Space Cowboy eyeshadow. It's very similar. And this eyeshadow retails for $7, which is such a great price for how good this eyeshadow really is. I mean, do you see how beautiful this just looks on my lid? I really am in love with it. Now, every single time I do my eyeshadow, I mean, for the most part, I would say about 80% of the time, I finish off my looks with a white eyeliner in my waterline. And the one that I always consistently use is the NYX Cosmetics Jumbo Stick in the shade Milk. This is truly one of the most pigmented white eyeliners that I've ever used in my waterline. It is very matte, very creamy, and it stays all day long. This is like one swipe full coverage white pigment right away. This white liner really just looks so bright and vibrant. Since I'm always wearing this liner for my everyday look, I always get questions about what white eyeliner I'm wearing in my waterline. And this is the one that I use every single day. And I mean, you can pick this up for $6, so that is such a good deal for such a good eye pencil. Truly, I really love this. And this next step would include making my skin look as glowy as possible. And this is the ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. This highlight retails for $9, and truly this is such a good, beautiful, blinding highlight. And as you can see, I accidentally dropped this and I broke it, but it doesn't matter because it still works beautifully. I've had this highlighter for so long, and every single time I use it, it just blows me away. Just watch this. Watch how blinding it becomes with one swipe of the highlight. The shade on this is a beautiful taupey silver, and a little bit of this goes a really long way. But truthfully, I love me a good highlight moment, okay? I want to look like a glazed donut, and I want you to be able to see my highlight from about 10 miles away. It's very important that I'm always glowing. And I don't care if it's 2016 or if it's 2032. I'm going to be loving highlight for my entire life. There's just something about when the light catches your cheek and you have some highlighter on and it glows, I'm like, oh my god, yes. It's the little things in makeup like that that just makes me so happy. I'm obsessed with that. And so for that, I want to look like the Tin Man at all times. And when you wear this highlighter, I can confidently say that it is not chunky, it is not glittery. It just gives such a beautiful glow from within while looking super silky, soft, and smooth on the cheek. I mean, hello, do you see this? So gorgeous. Just so gorgeous. Now it's time to finish off my entire base makeup with some setting spray. And this is the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. And this retails for $10. Now the best part about this setting mist is that it makes my skin look insanely glowy after I spray it. I seriously use this setting spray all the time. I don't really think that it helps my makeup stay on longer, but it really helps to perfect how my skin looks. It really helps to melt all the powders into my skin, and it gives my skin such a nice, beautiful, dewy glow. I'm going to spray this all over my skin, and I mean really spray my skin with this. I'm covering my eyes so I don't make my mascara or my eyeliner run, but I'm making sure to really get my skin soaking wet with this. The more wet you get your skin, the more glowy it's gonna be. And then I'm just gonna let it naturally air dry. And as it starts drying down, not only does it look more glowy, but it also looks more hydrated. So that's another reason why I love this so much, because you can't go wrong with some hydrated skin. I really love this spray, and for $10, I am literally obsessed with this, okay? I'm so obsessed. For today's lip combo, I have to use one of my favorite affordable lip liners of all time, and that would be the ColourPop Lippy Pencils. These retail for $7, and I'm going to be using the shade BFF2. I love how creamy these lip liners are. It's instantly full coverage, they're so pigmented, and they just glide onto my lips. Seriously, this is one of the creamiest lip pencils that I've ever tried, and they have a ton of different shades as well. So I'm just gonna overline my lips just a little bit with this. I don't want to go too crazy with the overlining, but I do have tiny lips, so I just want to make them look as full as possible, and a good overline moment never fails. Oh, and I forgot to mention that these lip liners dry down and they do not budge. They last all day long. I've been wearing these liners for years, so I can confidently say that I love these. For the actual lip color that I'm going to be using today, I have a ton of different affordable lip colors, and it was really hard for me to choose which one I wanted wanted to wear today, and the one I picked is the SheGlam Starlight Velvet Lipstick. In this, I have the shade Beach Babe, and this retails for $5. First, can we talk about how beautiful this packaging is? I mean, imagine this just sitting on your desk. It's so cute and so pretty. I really love the packaging. And not only is the packaging a 10 out of 10, I love the shade Beach Babe. It's a beautiful mid-tone rosy color that's honestly perfect for every day or for going out. I think velvet is a perfect way to describe this because even though it's a matte formula, it's still insanely creamy, but it is not drying and it is not crusty at all. And I mean, it's also super pigmented too. How can a lipstick formula be so good for $5? This is really such a beautiful lip combo and I am here for this. Now I'm gonna top it off with one of my favorite glosses from NYX Cosmetics. This is the NYX Cosmetics This Is Milky Gloss in the shade Ube Milkshake. This gloss right here is insanely slept on. It's definitely scented and it smells very good. It is so insanely shiny. It gives a very sheer wash of color too, but it's not too insanely pigmented either. And the gloss formula is very lightweight and not sticky at all. It's not sticky, goopy, gloppy, or anything like that. It's very silky smooth and lightweight. And do you see the shine? Do you see how beautiful this made this lip combo? It really took it to a 10 out of 10. And that's it. Here's today's final look using my favorite affordable makeup products. And as you can see, you do not have to drop a bag on high-end luxury makeup just to have flawless makeup. All these products are about $15 and under, and yet my skin is still looking amazing. I mean, from my base makeup to my eyeshadow to my lip combo, it all is giving everything that it needs to. And I love me some good makeup no matter what the price is. As long as they work and look beautiful on the skin, I'm so here for it. And quite honestly, that's exactly what all these products did today. So I hope you learned something from today's video, and I hope you found some new products to try out because I highly recommend everything that I featured in today's video. And before you go, make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what is your favorite affordable makeup product. And of course, as always, I've linked all the products I mentioned in today's video down in the description box just in case you want to go ahead and check any of them out. And I'll be back next week with a brand new video, so make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss when I upload my next video. And then that way we can become besties. If you've made it to this point in this video, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I seriously had so much fun showing you my favorite affordable makeup products, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, and P.S. don't forget to subscribe so that we could truly become besties. I'd love that for us.